Today we're diving into something that's, well, it's powerful, and honestly, a lot of people misunderstand it. We're talking about the magnetic power of real confidence.
It really is that special something that just draws us to a person, and we don't always know why. So today, we're going to break down what it really is and how it can totally change the way people see you. So let's just jump right in with the big question. Why is confidence so attractive? I mean, we've all been there, right? You see someone who is, conventionally good-looking, but then they start talking and something just feels a little off. Maybe they're trying way too hard, or you can just sense that insecurity.
Oh, for sure. And we've all seen the total opposite, too. Someone who you might not even notice at first, but the second they open their mouth and speak with this incredible ease and self-assurance, they suddenly become the most interesting person in the room. Their entire presence just shifts.
Exactly. That's the power we're here to unpack. It's this subtle energy that completely rewrites the rules of attraction. All right, so here's our roadmap for today. We're going to kick things off with how we form those first impressions. Then we'll get into what confidence actually is, and just as important, what it isn't. From there, we'll look at its social power, draw a super clear line between confidence and arrogance, and then, the best part, give you a practical guide to building it for yourself. Sound good? Let's get started. Okay, so let's start with that very first moment you meet someone. Our brains are basically hardwired to notice physical appearance first. That's just, human nature. It's a quick scan for some basic info.
But here's the thing, that first visual judgment, it lasts for maybe a few seconds. What really shapes our opinion is everything that happens right after. Their body language, the sound of their voice, the way they hold your gaze. That's where we get the real feeling about their confidence, and it can totally change that initial picture we had in our heads.
And that first feeling, what we call a first impression, is incredibly powerful. It's not just some random thought. It's like a mental shortcut that really sets the stage for the whole interaction. It becomes the lens we see them through from that point on.
Right. A strong, positive first impression creates what they call a halo effect. We're just more likely to think the best of that person, forgive little slip-ups, and we actually want to talk to them more.
So when we say something like, she made a great first impression, it's almost never just about what she was wearing or how she looked. It's about that positive, calm energy she gave off from the very first second. It's really about the feeling she left you with.
Yeah, it's the difference between just seeing someone and actually connecting with them. And that connection is what makes an impression stick.
Let's just let that phrase sink in for a second. First impression. I mean, it's the start of every single relationship, whether it's professional or personal. It feels like a high-stakes moment, but the goal isn't to be perfect.
That's it exactly. Getting that moment right isn't about some kind of perfect performance. It's about being present and being real. It's about letting your genuine self shine through.
Okay, so if our first impressions are really shaped by this deeper vibe, it brings up a huge question. Does confidence have to be loud? Is it all about being the most talkative person, the center of attention?
That is such a big misconception. In fact, sometimes the loudest person in the room is actually the least confident. Real confidence often has nothing to do with volume. Let's dig into what it really is.
So, at its very core, being confident isn't about having zero fear. It's about feeling fundamentally sure of yourself. It's a state of inner comfort, of just knowing you can handle whatever comes your way. And notice that little detail. It's not about feeling no nerves. It's about not being overwhelmed by them.
It's like an internal anchor. The world can be pretty chaotic, but a confident person has this sense of stability inside.
That's a great way to put it. So you could say, he is confident in meetings. Or, and this is a great one for everyone practicing with us today, she feels confident when she speaks English. That's the goal right there. That feeling of ease and knowing you've got this. That's what we're all aiming for.
It's a word that really carries a sense of stability, a sense of strength. It doesn't mean being aggressive or bragging. It's more of a quiet assurance.
Confident. It's that feeling of being grounded in who you are, without feeling like you have to prove anything to anybody.
Okay, let's make this super clear with a simple example. Picture two people at a cafe. Person number one is talking really loudly, super fast, and seems like they're trying to impress everybody around them, always looking for a reaction.
Okay, yeah, I can picture that person. A whole lot of nervous energy going on.
Right. Then you have person number two. They speak calmly, they have a warm smile, and they listen really carefully to the person they're with, giving them their full attention. Now, who feels more truly confident?
Oh, it's person two, no question. The calm person. That quiet self-assurance is way more powerful than all the noise person one is making.
And that's the key, isn't it? The first person is performing. They're trying to create an image of confidence. But the second person is just being. They're relaxed.
Exactly. And that state of calm and comfort is what our brains read as genuine confidence. It tells us that they aren't threatened by the situation. And that calm is contagious. It actually makes us feel more at ease, too.
Now, let's talk about the opposite feeling for a second, because this is so important. The opposite of relaxed is nervous. And nervous just means feeling worried or afraid. But here's the key. It is totally okay to be nervous. It's a completely normal human reaction to new things or high-pressure situations.
Yeah, even the most confident people in the world get nervous. Public speakers, famous actors, big leaders, they all feel it.
Right, so confidence is not the absence of nerves. The real difference isn't whether you feel nerves, it's whether you're willing to act even when you do. It's about feeling the fear and doing it anyway. I love this idea that captures it perfectly.
Confidence isn't about having no fear.
It's about taking action with fear. And that, right there, is the heart of courage and true self-assurance. It's a practice, not something you just have. Okay, so we've established that confidence is an internal feeling, right? It's about being comfortable with yourself, not about being perfect. But now let's go one level deeper.
Because this is where it gets really interesting. Confidence doesn't just change how you feel, it completely changes how other people feel when they're around you.
Oh, absolutely. Think about someone who just makes you feel instantly at ease. You know, that person you can be yourself around without any pretense, without any fear that you're going to be judged.
That amazing feeling of comfort is a direct result of their own confidence. Because they're secure in who they are, they don't need to judge you or compete with you. They make you feel relaxed and safe.
And that is a huge, huge part of attraction. We are just instinctively drawn to people who make us feel good. So being told he makes people feel comfortable is one of the best compliments you can ever get. It speaks to a really deep social and emotional intelligence.
It really does. It means you create a positive space for other people, and that is an incredibly attractive quality.
Let's use another quick example. Imagine you're at a party. Person one looks amazing, very stylish, but they don't smile. And they seem more interested in looking around the room than actually listening to you. Ugh, that feels so uncomfortable. You feel like you have to work to get their attention. Totally. Now, person two is dressed more simply, but they make eye contact, they smile, they ask you interesting questions, and they actually listen to your answers. Who do you want to keep talking to? The second person, 100%. That's real confidence. Because confidence isn't just about talking and being the center of attention. It's about making other people feel heard. It's about listening.
And a really simple but incredibly powerful way we show that we're engaged is through our body language, especially our eyes. We're talking about eye contact. It is so much more than just looking at someone. It's a nonverbal way of saying, I see you, I'm listening, you have my full attention. It's really a cornerstone of confident communication, and it shows you aren't intimidated.
And this is a skill that is so worth building on purpose. It can feel a little bit awkward at first if you're not used to it, but I promise you it's a game changer. Yeah, try making it a quiet little goal for your next conversation. Just a simple thought in your head. I will make eye contact when I speak. It doesn't have to be some intense stare, just a relaxed, steady gaze. It can completely shift the dynamic of the whole conversation.
All right, let's talk about something that I think holds a lot of people back, especially when you're learning a new skill or just trying to be a bit more assertive. So many people worry, if I act confident, am I going to seem arrogant?
It is such a common fear, this idea that you might go too far and come across the wrong way. But don't worry, because confidence and arrogance are not just a little different, they are practically opposites. So let's make this distinction crystal clear.
Okay, so the difference really comes down to this: inclusivity versus exclusivity. A confident person thinks, I can do this, or even better, hey, we can do this. It's all about capability. An arrogant person, on the other hand, thinks, only I can do this. It's all about superiority.
Exactly. Confidence feels calm and collaborative. Arrogance feels tense and competitive. Confidence wants to lift other people up. Arrogance has to push other people down to feel tall.
And the real fundamental difference is that confidence is built on a foundation of respect for other people, while arrogance comes from a place of dismissing them.
So that's the secret ingredient, respect. Respect means you genuinely care about what other people think and feel. It means you listen just as much as you speak, if not more.
So for all of you English learners out there, please remember this. Speaking your opinion clearly is not arrogant. Taking pride in how far you've come is not arrogant. It only crosses that line when you stop listening, when you stop learning, and when you stop caring about the people you're talking to.
And all of this leads to the deepest reason why confidence is so attractive. It's because true confidence feels safe. When someone is genuinely confident and not arrogant, you feel psychologically safe around them. You don't feel judged or pressured or threatened.
You just feel free to be yourself, to make a mistake, to even be a little vulnerable. Confidence creates that safe space for people, and that feeling of safety is one of the deepest foundations of human connection and attraction.
All right, so we've defined confidence, we've seen its social power, and we've separated it from arrogance. Now for the most empowering part. How do we actually build it? Well, the most important thing to get is this. Confidence is not a gift you're born with. It is a skill. And just like any skill, whether it's playing an instrument or learning a new language, you can build it on purpose, every single day, with practice.
Building this skill can really be broken down into 4 key steps. So step 1 is all about mindset. You have to truly believe that confidence is a skill you can learn, not some fixed trait you either have or you don't. That mental shift is the starting line. Without it, you won't even try.
Step 2 is practice, and the key here is to start small. Don't aim to give some huge speech tomorrow. Instead, aim for low-stakes conversations, like ordering a coffee or asking for directions, and just focus on being present and calm. These tiny wins build the foundation.
Step 3 is courage. This just means intentionally taking small, manageable risks every single day. Maybe it's sharing one idea in a meeting or introducing yourself to one new person. Each little act of courage proves to yourself that you can handle it, and that builds the muscle for bigger challenges later.
And finally, the most important part is the approach, growth. You have to embrace this idea of gradual improvement. You're going to have awkward moments. You are going to feel nervous. That's all part of the process. The goal isn't perfection overnight. It's just slow, steady progress.
And that approach is just so perfectly captured in the phrase, little by little. It's a philosophy of patience and consistency. Whether we're talking about your English, your fitness, or your self-belief, real growth never happens all at once. It happens slowly, step by step, with small, repeated efforts.
It takes all the pressure off. You don't have to become a whole new person by tomorrow. You just have to be a tiny bit better than you were yesterday.
This is more than just a phrase. It's really a mantra for growth. It's giving yourself permission to be a work in progress.
Little by little.
Let that be your guide. Just focus on progress, not on perfection. Wow, we have covered a lot of ground today. From the little details of a first impression all the way to that deep connection between confidence and making others feel safe.
It's definitely been a deep dive. So before we wrap things up, let's do a quick review of the key takeaways to connect all these ideas and really lock in everything we've learned.
Okay, let's bring it all home. A great first impression isn't just about looks. It's built on being genuinely confident, which comes from being relaxed and comfortable in your own skin.
And remember, it's not about never feeling nervous. It's about having the courage to act anyway. You can show this quiet strength with simple but powerful tools like making eye contact.
And the absolute key to all of this is pairing your confidence with respect. That is what makes other people feel safe around you, and it's the clear dividing line between magnetic confidence and off-putting arrogance.
And always, always remember, this is a skill. It's something you can build. Not all at once, but with patience and practice, little by little.
Thank you so much for exploring all of this with us today. Now we really want to hear from you. Leave us a comment and tell us, when do you feel most confident?
Yeah, is it when you're with your close friends? Or maybe when you're doing a hobby that you love? We would love to know. Sharing your answer is great practice, and it helps all of us learn from each other's experiences.
That is all for this explainer. Thank you for joining us. Keep practicing, keep growing, and remember to build that confidence, little by little.
Bye for now.
Bye.